Hello Gemini, this is EJ with EJ Star Tarot with your reading from March 30th through April 5th, 2020. Oh boy, I was only going to do 4 cards, but we have 6. Of course we would, right? Why wouldn't we? We're using the Lost Tarot, and then we're going to clarify with this deck here. So we start out with Death. Death talks about change, renewal, transformation, a new direction, a rebirth of some sort, right? So there's some kind of rebirth, some kind of change, some kind of transformation here that you're going to be going through, or that we're going through. This could just be a sense of healing as well. So whatever this may be for you in your situation, in your current situation, this is what this talks about. We have the Six of Spears here, and you see he's kind of in the middle, right? So I feel like this could be you. And these are people listening to you, okay? Because 6 is all about improvement, but it's also about harmony. But the 6, this is all about being in the present. This is sudden events, prosperity, kindness. As you look, everybody looks peaceful. They're listening. So I feel like with these 2 cards, there's going to be some kind of change that you want. Something that you're working for, some kind of sudden event that comes through. That brings that prosperity, right? But it also talks about gifts. So maybe you're sharing your gifts, your talents. Maybe you're a motivation speaker. Maybe you're a tarot reader. Something that you are sharing here, okay? So that's what this talks about. But it's interesting that it's paired with the Death card. We definitely need to get some kind of clarification to see where that is going here, okay? We also have the next card is the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man talks about transition, having new insight. This talks about change, just sacrificing something, but also listening to your intuition and accepting what is, right? Remember, this talks about the now, right? This talks about the now, but it also talks about change. Gifts, but this also talks about there could be a new insight that you are going through. There's some kind of transition. So there's a change, a rebirth of something, but it also talks about some kind of sacrifice, acceptance of something, listening to your intuition here. Now we have the Pope, okay? And the Pope, he's kind of interesting. I'm just kind of looking at the card and just, trying to get this feel of this Pope here. And he's interesting, right? And we look at the card. There's a big star at the top. And, the Pope is like a judge. He's a counselor, a business person. He has power, right? He's intelligent, but it also could be a priest. So what I see here is this new insight that you have. This new insight that allows transformation. Maybe, again, you're something to do with tarot, counseling, speaking. But this talks about a business person, okay, and having that power or having that influence that you have here that everybody is attracted to. When a Gemini speaks, generally people listen because they find them very inspirational. So this talks about a lot of change and transition, having that insight, but also having something to do with a business, right? Now, we also have the Nine of Spears, and the Nine of Spears is all about achievement, realization, being content where you are. So we talked about having that insight, getting that insight, right? But this talks about having that realization and being content where you are and going with the change that needs to happen here, because there is definitely some kind of change that needs to happen. With all of the cards here, it's all good cards, it's all positive cards, and it's all about the transition, it's all about change, it's all about having that insight and listening to your intuition, right? So things look really good. I feel like there's a lot of rebirth here. and acceptance and transition that needs to happen. And I feel like that's what you're doing. And I feel like that you may be in a position with this change. Maybe this is allowing you that time to change your career or change something that is needed to be changed. Okay. Now the next card we have is the Lover's card, and this talks about agreement. This is an agreement of something, right? This is a union. This is contractual. This is harmony. This is all about trusting, making the best choices, and overcoming any trials, overcoming any obstacles, overcoming whatever it is that you may be going through as you transition, as you get this sudden insight, as things happen here. Let's clarify. I love this reading for you because it's all about change. It's about taking that time out and really coming into harmony, coming into one, right? And trusting your intuition that you're making the best choices here. Whatever it is that you may be at a crossroad at, or I know a lot of us, with what's going on, we're at a halt with having to find employment, but that doesn't mean you stop, because it says that's going to be, you're going to overcome that. You just have to trust what's happening, okay? Trust the pause. Trust that the standstill was meant to happen for a reason, and here it is. Divine Universe, Holy Spirit, and Guardians, let's clarify this reading for Gemini. March 30th through April 5th, 2020. Let's clarify for Gemini. Why is this Death card here for Gemini, please? March 30th through April 5th, 2020. The Death card. Let's clarify the Death card, please, for Gemini. So we have the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands, again, is I like that this is here with the Death card, because the Death card talks about transformation. But this says follow your passion, take a risk, change something, right? Transform something. Because when you do, this means that, things are going to work out. So whatever it was that you're waiting for, whatever it is that you wanted, is going to come to fruition for you, Gemini. This also talks about moving house. This talks about this has been a long journey. This has been a long transition for a lot of you, okay? But it's time to take action and take a little bit of a risk and follow what it is that you want. That's what this talks about here, okay? Now let's go ahead and clarify the Six of Spears. Let's clarify the Six of Spears, please. Clarify the Six of Spears. Clarify the Six of Spears. Gemini. Clarify the Six of Spears for Gemini, please. So we have the Six of Cups and the Three of Wands, clarifying the Six of Spears, okay? Now, this is interesting because the Six of Cups talks about, well, sixes is all about improvement, it's all about harmony, but the Six of Cups talks about creativity, something from your past, and with the Six of Spears being here, the Six of Spears talks about, and the Spears, are pentacles, okay? So this talks about being in the present, and some events from maybe the past come up. This talks about prosperity, that talks about sharing, talks about being kind, right? So this is what this talks about. The Six of Spears, remember, is all about being in the present, setting events happen, having gifts, having prosperity, being kind, sharing, giving, listening. This is what this talks about. And here it is from your past, something from your past, okay? Because we have the Six of Cups that comes in. And the Six of Cups, again, it's about creativity. It's all about nostalgia. It's about thinking about the past, right? Wanting things to be the way that they used to be. So this is what this talks about. But this also talks about your hometown. Now, we talked about moving here. There could be a chance of you moving. You could be moving back to your hometown. Here you are with the Three of Wands. And this is acknowledgement. This is you knowing what you want. This is acknowledging this change, right? Acknowledging that there needs to be maybe you're thinking about the past, right? But this talks about reaping the rewards for all your hard work, moving in the right direction, having good luck and being guided, opportunities happening. There could be a waiting game here, but that's okay. Who isn't waiting at this point, right? There's a standstill for a reason. But this talking about waiting, but in that time of waiting, planning so that you have that initial success, okay? But really, you're moving in the direction that you need to move in. Now, let's go ahead and clarify the Hangman. Let's clarify this Hangman for Gemini, please. March 30 through April 5th, 2020. Let's clarify the Hangman, please. The King of Pentacles. Now, remember having that sudden insight, right? Needing that change. And here we are with the King of Pentacles saying that, yeah, you're going to have that financial success. You're going to have that. You may even be buying property or selling property, but this is having success in money matters, right? Living that luxurious life, enjoying your life. So maybe in the moment you have to take that time to really enjoy your life, enjoy where you're at, enjoy your family, enjoy. Even though it sounds weird because of what's going on in the world, it talks about, again, getting that new insight to allow you to move towards this change. Remember, this is about a change and acceptance, accepting where you're at, because where you're going is going to be something really good. There is going to be some kind of change. There is going to be some kind of transformation here, and you're waiting for that. And some of you may be moving back to your hometown where you used to live, because you have the moving card, and then you have your hometown here, moving to the past maybe going back to a job that you had. But this talks about acceptance. It talks about insight, right? Now let's go ahead and clarify this Pope. Why is the Pope here? Why is the Pope here? So we have the Queen of Swords clarifying that, okay? And this is making yourself clear on what it is you want, right? Cutting out all the nonsense and making yourself clear on what it is that you want. So what is that for you, okay? So that's the thing that you have to ask yourself. What is it that you want? What do you need to make yourself clear on? For a lot of us, it's different things, right? Now, with the Pope, again, this is talking about, this could be business, right? But using your intelligence, because he's very intelligent. So making yourself clear, and so is the Queen of Swords. So that's, to see these two together, it's being intelligent, making yourself clear, cut the nonsense out, and know that you're moving in a direction that you want to move in, okay? Now let's go ahead and clarify the Nine of Spears. The Nine of Spears, please. Why is that here for Gemini? The Nine of Spears. Why is this here for Gemini? Oh, wow. Okay, so we're worried. And we have anxious. Okay, so we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. But remember, this talks about prosperity. This talks about growth, right? The Nine of Spears. This talks about achievement, right? Achievement, realization, being content where you are. Financially, things are going to work out. You're worried about this. You have anxiety about this. Let's get another card for the Nine of Spears. But it's all about achieving what it is you want and realizing what it is that you need to do, what it is that you need to make yourself clear on to achieve this financial abundance, to enjoy your life. Let's clarify. The Nine of Spears for Gemini, please, March 30 through April 5th, 2020. I don't know why I keep saying that's the second time I said April 30. I said it in another video. The Nine of Spears, let's clarify that for Gemini, please. Let's clarify it further, please. Whoa. Okay, so you guys, let me grab these cards. So here we are. We have the Five of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and then the Six of Wands. So yeah, there is some confusion, there's some conflict, maybe not believing in yourself or the situation, being at a crossroad about something that brings anxiety over money. The Page of Pentacles brings in good news, brings in an offer that leads you to success, that leads you to financial improvement. Even though right now we don't see that, we're in the decision, we're waiting on a decision, and we need to have confidence. So believing in yourself, trusting that things are going to work out, and you will have that success. Remember the ending of your challenges, overcoming obstacle, making the best choices. Let's clarify the Lover's card for Gemini. And let's clarify the Lover's card for Gemini. This card, let me just do a quick shuffle. These cards are being weird. The Lover's card. Let's clarify the Lover's card for Gemini, please. The Lover's card. Let's clarify for Gemini. Okay. So we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. This is the ending, overcoming obstacles and making the best choice. Here we are, the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. This is bringing you an offer that's going to bring you stability. Again, some of you may have to move house. This talks about having clarity on your life purpose and reaching your goals, but having a very positive new beginning and being optimistic about it. This could be a new career, new responsibility, prosperity, but good fortune and stability. That's what this talks about. This talks about extreme happiness. Okay, this is extreme happiness. This talks about celebration, business going good, having that stability, a new home, positive results. But this is definitely a move for a lot of you, okay? And this is, if you do not, if you're waiting on a job offer, that's going to come through for you. It's going to be a little bit for some of you. And this offer is going to be, it's going to offer you this financial stability that you're seeking, okay? But we need to not worry about anything here, Gemini. We need to just stay focused, follow what it is we want, go with the transition. A lot of us are going through a lot of healing and inner transformation, right, that we're seeing. And we need to move with that. We need to go with that. We need to have faith. We need to make yourself clear what it is we want. We need to speak what it is we want in our life and not worry, because when we worry, we bring more worry. So what's the purpose of worrying and having anxiety when we can have something very, very beautiful here? Because in the end, it shows you having success and having stability. And even though you have anxiety and worry that you don't see that, trust that it's going to work out, okay? But at the, in the interim, talks about making yourself clear. So cutting out the worry, cutting out the doubt, the conflict, the inner conflict, and it says, you know what? Instead of worrying, look at your future and proclaim the success, right? Envision it. That's what they talk about. The law of attraction it talks about envisioning your success. We have the Eight of Wands that says things are going to happen. When they happen, they're going to happen really fast. You're going to have communication coming into you that's going to bring you this offer. Let's see if, for curiosity, what's the bottom of this deck, okay? If I can pick it up. My hands are so small they don't even fit. The Fortune of Will. I like this because this is like the Wheel of Fortune, and it talks about good luck. It talks about fortune and prosperity. It talks about stability, and I love that. So here we are. We talk about success, achievements. We talk about getting clarity and sudden insights, making ourselves clear to have success, to have financial abundance here, to have prosperity. Change and transformation. A lot of change and transformation here. And I see that there's a lot of improvement here. I feel the calmness of it. I feel the harmony of this. So, guys, let's not worry, okay? I know that this is a tough time. I know. A lot of you are aware that I had interviews. Well, I didn't get any job. Guess what? I'm not worried. You know why? I choose not to. Because I know that when this change goes through, there's going to be something really good. There is going to bring me stability. There is going to bring success. And I don't know in what way, but I'm trusting the universe with that, okay? So I feel like you need to do the same. Let's not focus on the negative of what's going on. Let's focus on what could happen. Let's focus on the goodness of things. Let's speak positive into our lives in our everyday as we transition, as we go through this change. I hope you enjoyed the reading. We'll talk soon.